I'll put the title in
Yeah,
the.
the relay. Sorry,
No, you're
Jasmine,
fine.
but the relay bank, I just actually signed up with them, and they do actually have separate
The separate.
accounts
Okay.
that you
Okay.
can, yes,
That's
separate
dope.
accounts. You can get cards for all of them. They even have their own, not really payroll, but you can pay your independent contractors with them as
Okay.
well. And it comes out
Nice.
of that separate account. So
Nice.
when I heard about it, I was like, oh yes, this is gonna make my business so much better with trying to manage everything, because I'm struggling right now with everything in one account, whereas the profit first and going by how they go, you
Mm-hmm.
can deduct the percentages of how much you want out of the operating expense.
Yep.
So if you're getting the operating expense at 30%, you'll level down what you would want. You'd want for your taxes, you want for your own personal account for supplies, equipment, you whatever
Yeah.
you want, you know. So I've been reading this book, and it's just game changer. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone should really be going by this, really.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And it really helps create like financial discipline, right? Because if we can develop a level of discipline when, when we're building our businesses and our income levels is at that beginning stages, it won't be as hard when we start building our businesses and the money that we're having to put in our taxes account is like, wait, hold on. Like I'm about to transfer 5 figures into the tax account right now and it has to stay there. You know what I mean? Like, it could get a little tempting to be like, oh, the taxes ain't due right now. I got some months to taxes is due. But y'all, paying taxes on 100K, okay, ain't. You want to make sure that you are handling your business properly, correctly, the right way. We're not over here doing side hustles, y'all. We are creating a company. We are creating CEOs, right? And we want to make sure that we're running and managing our business like we should be, ethically. So, it really helps create financial discipline. So, great book. Great book.
Any tips on how, like, where you can find out what amount of tax you have to be paying or what percentage? Like, do we?
You can Google it. Most time I just Google it. You can also check out your Secretary of State. Just go to just search, put your state and put the SOS, and you can search on through their website. But most times I just Google it. I just Google it. Because you definitely want to know that, so that way you can be putting away. And you can pay your taxes quarterly, because also there's a tax class in there too. Look, you guys, when I first started this academy, like I tell you guys, it was called Vision House Academy. It was just strictly just a cleaning company course, just the course alone. But as I started growing the community, people had a lot of other questions, right? And I just started answering questions, and I really wanted to build something much more fuller, so that way any and every aspect that had to do with business, not just the cleaning industry. Yes, all of our training is geared towards service-based industry, because that's what we're in. That's what we need to know, right? Like, don't come talking about e-commerce and we over here, offering services. So I needed to partner with individuals that are specialized in these areas that we need to know. So that's why there's a tax training class. That's why there's a business credit class. That's why there's a profit first class in there, because I understand the importance of all of these things with running and managing your business. So definitely check out that tax training class as well. There's even a business formation class, because I know how important it is to set up our businesses right the first time. Okay. So I partnered with an actual business attorney that came and taught. I know LLCs enough, but not all the things. Like, this girl went to school for it, right? So I brought on a business attorney that came and taught about proper formation. So that way we're not just getting LLCs, but we're not setting it up right. And now we got to pay a $300 fee to go make a change when, like, I could have did it right the first time. So just check with your state, find out that percentage of taxes, because you can pay them quarterly, right? or you can pay them annually. So it's totally up to you. Talk with the CPA, talk with the tax person, because it is important to make sure that's set up. I just worked with Kendra. She does our business finance class, and we worked on a strategy because I'm like, yo, Kendra, I'm seeing all this money pile up in this tax account, and like it's not doing nothing for me, but I know this bank is making bread off of this money just sitting here. Like, what can we do where I could profit from it as well? So we set up a UIL policy. I set up a universal life insurance policy. And I shared this before in another training, but I set up a universal life insurance policy to where I take a pretty big lump sum, a predictable monthly amount that we predictably put in there, and I pay that into that policy. So that way, as that policy grows, I've now created a retirement plan. I now have my kids as beneficiaries. I now also creating a cash value system as well. So that way, as the policy grows, so does the cash value. So now that way, as I'm building that up, I can use that money to invest in other endeavors or to invest back into my business. So we have to get as creative as possible, because this is what other companies are doing, right? Do y'all know that some of these companies will get UIL policies on their employees because they have a financial, I don't want to say a financial benefit or a financial gain from the people that work for them. Whereas in like a loss of an employee, then a loss of a profit. So they get policies on us. So why can't we figure out creative ways to build access to capital, build retirement plans, build, and still do our business right? So check that class out too. And for all like the new people like, yo, Jazz, like you give me all these classes. I understand. I'm trying to tell people, like, if you're super new, you're just brand new and you're just learning, there's a lot of information in there. Learn the course first, and then you can branch out and to learn all the information, because I definitely don't want it to be like information overload, and then you get into that information paralysis phase to where it's like it's too much information at one time and you're kind of stuck and you don't know what I should be doing first, right? I understand the value of having information, but I also understand the importance of like push the button and go. Like, done is better than perfect, and we can evolve as we go. And now I know that just sounded super contradictory what I said about setting up the right way. And I do want you to do that. That statement right there is speaking specifically to those that will allow information paralysis to sink in, and they're the perfectionists, and they just almost have that fear of failure. That's what really leads to the perfectionist, that leads to the information paralysis, and they just stay in that planning phase way too long. That's like, let's see, you can borrow the book at the library, download the library. Yes, you can. Thank you. That's like your personal bank. Yes, yes. And that book is in there too. Yes, in the there's a book club section, because once upon a time we were having a book club, and then something happened. I will get back on that. I'm actually partnering with another cleaning coach that's going to actually implement this program with me. But there is a book in there that I read, and that I've learned that strategy, and it's called Build Your Own Bank. It's by Marvin Mitchell, I believe. And there's a PDF version of that whole entire book in there that I purchased inside of the CO Cleaning Academy. So you guys can download the PDF version and definitely read and check it out, because that philosophy that I was just talking about with utilizing an insurance policy to create access to funds, where you're building, if you guys are familiar with insurance, right? You're able to build the death benefit and the cash value at the same time. But because, I have faith that I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, my death value is very minimal, or it's not, it's enough, right? Y'all can bury me, but the cash value is more heavy than like the death value. So that is like the build your own bank philosophy, to where if I want to go get a business loan, I'm not having to physically go to the bank and get a business loan. I can just go to my UIL policy and pull money out of that account right? I can pull money out of that account with a very, very low interest, pay that money back on a payment plan while my money that's in there is still gaining interest, compound interest, if that, right? One of my goals is to build a commercial mix, a warehouse and commercial retail like mixed property, right? And that is like that Pacific policy is exactly what that one is for. So for the down payment for that. So now when I want to go build that, I don't have to go to the bank. I go to my own bank and pull from that to be able to have the down payment. So yes, that's basically that. Any other questions? I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like I've been talking a lot tonight. Like I'm just talking a lot versus answering questions. So y'all, please don't let me take away your time by me just having the gift for gab and not answer you guys' questions you may have.
So we can also use Square for like receiving money, right? For payments.
Yes.
Square.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you can definitely use Square. Like I said, I'm not familiar with Square, so that's why I don't teach on it. I only teach what I know. And if I don't know it, I bring somebody else to talk about it. If people want to know about it, but I've never used Square. So like definitely check out Square. When you check out Square, check to see like how they help with disputes. Okay. And I'm not saying like Stripe can't be the only one. I'm pretty sure that Square has their different ways as well, but check with Square to see like what are their ways that they help to help you fight disputes, because we will get them. Okay. It's not a matter of if, just a matter of when. And we want to make sure that our payment processing system will help us to be able to dispute those. What was the most challenging step you struggled with when building your business? Me. It was totally me. I was self-sabotaging. I stepped in my own way, limited belief. It was totally me. And like once I got over that hurdle, like I had the fear of success. Like I knew that I could achieve it, but like I was just afraid of I don't really know of that yet, but I know that it was me. Which is why I talk a lot about mindset. We used to do morning mindset talks every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I'm such a firm believer that working on you is working on your business. And entrepreneurship will have a way to show us in the rawest form and how we act and respond in the rawest form. And sometimes it's ugly and sometimes it'll show us, beauty in our responses, and sometimes it doesn't. We can see how we handle pressure. We can see if we, like just so much things. Entrepreneur will just show you that. So I'm a firm believer that entrepreneurship, that working on your business is, you working on you is you working on your business. And if you don't, you can only reach the level of success that your mindset will allow you to go, that your belief will allow you to go, to the level of emotional intelligence that you have that will allow you to go. Because as you guys start having all these customers, like I was talking with my business partner, because we have the VA company, and we was just talking and trying to strategize and get prepared for 2024. And we want to like put some departments in place and like reposition some people and like put some tiered management in place to kind of help us get out of all of the day-to-day, because we have to talk to not only the client, like the actual client owner, we have to talk to the cleaners, we have to talk to their client. Like there's so many different people and so many different touch points, right? And so many different situations that happen. And we will run across the most craziest situations that'll happen, but we cannot respond in a way to where we maybe naturally want to respond to. Right. Of course, we're not going to let nobody threaten us with a review, but we also don't want to act out of our character either, because we're in a service-based business, and negative reviews go so much further than positive reviews. So the one thing that held me back was me. It was totally me. And I have to continually remind myself that as I continue to try new things and like push new things, because you guys are building your cleaning business now, but as you grow and evolve, you'll see like this is just a gateway to like other things that you're going to pursue, right? Whether you are going to turn this into a mega empire franchise, you're going to have locations popping up all over the place, where you're going to have, you know, physical products, you're going to turn into a lifestyle brand. I mean, the sky is the limit. Like bump the sky, you can go further than that, but you can only go as far as you believe you can go, because everything that all of our actions are only going to follow our thoughts and our desires, right? So if we're such negative thinking, right? We talk more negative self-talk to ourselves throughout the day than positive, right? And it's done subconsciously. We do it so much, we don't even need to say it out loud or say it in our mind quietly. It's done subconsciously. So we can only go as far as where we think we can go, and our actions will match that. So if you only think that maybe I can have one business, maybe I'm going to find one cleaner, then your actions are going to match that. If you believe that you can hire 15 cleaners, then your actions are going to match that, and your activity is going to match that. So yeah, it's entrepreneurship. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. The struggle may look different, but the response is going to always be the same. And the response is the part that we have the control over. Like we don't have control over anything else but how we respond, how we react, and the activities that we pursue to overcome those obstacles. So I'm struggling with my belief right now. I'm nervous about reaching out to cleaners and offering what might be less than what they have been earning on their own. Do I present any numbers during onboarding process, or would that be condescending? So no, and I totally get this, right? So one of my things is like I just have to do it scared, right? I know you guys probably heard that quote. That's nothing new, right? Do it scared, right? Because I was the same way. Like, yes, I have like the whole pitch in my head and I can say it right now. But when I first started, it wasn't. I was stumbling over my words. I was super nervous. I'm like, who's gonna want to work with me? I don't know nothing. I'm super young. Like, what am I doing? Okay. But the thing is, like, I just had to do it scared, because self-belief and our confidence in what we are working in, it has to be developed. But it has to be developed through actions, right? It has to be tried and true, right? You know, like I'm trying to work out and stuff. I can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to just give me some biceps. Like, no, there's a process to get those biceps. And the process is not easy and it's painful, because actually in the process of building muscle, I have to tear down that same muscle first in order for it to expand to then grow. So it's the same way in all of our activities. So no matter how scared you might be, just do it, right? Because over time is when it gets better. And then over time, as you get better, is when you start building the confidence in yourself, in that ability. And don't worry about them turning down the numbers, because if that person is not meant for you, don't force it. Don't force it. Don't try to finesse it. Don't try to sell them. Don't try to fit a square into a circle, because at the end of the day, that circle is you're still gonna be trying to push that thing in, and they're gonna be late. And you're like, hey, okay, I'm gonna give you one more chance. They're not gonna do it wrong, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you one more chance, right? So if the person's not a good fit, don't make it be a good fit. Okay. Yes. Provide them with the numbers. Like, I like to be as front and open as possible. I'm not trying to hide anything. Hey, I'm currently paying 50% of the total job amount. Okay. Right now, our average 3-bedroom, 2-bath is going for $240. So that means you would get $120, right? All cash tips. You can keep any tip that they pay online. Then now it would be paid through direct deposit. And when we pay every Friday, but the first week is held. And how that's going to look is, when you get paid on this Friday, it's for jobs you did on last week. So your first check won't be until the following week. Yes, there will be a delay, but after that, if you continually to work every week, you'll get a paycheck every Friday. Okay. So be upfront, give them the numbers. Nowadays, a lot of them are going to ask the numbers. And not only are they going to ask the numbers, they're going to ask you, how much are you charging for those services? Don't just tell me the percentage of how much you're paying, but tell me, like, what are you charging? Like, what is your 3-2? What is your 4-bedroom, 2-bath? Like, what is your 5-3 deep cleaning going for? What is your most asked for service? Okay. Now, yes, in the beginning, you're not going to know what your most asked for services are. And to be honest, I don't even tell them that I'm a new company, right? I just tell them I'm currently building in this area because that's what I'm doing. Okay. So you'd be like, no, I don't really know that at this moment. We're currently building in this area. But I'll definitely let you know, once we can get a consensus together, what's our most asked for services. But as of now, our 1-bedroom, 1-bath is going for 120. Our 2-bedroom, 2-bath is going for 180. And you would get 50, you know what I mean? So like, you can give them that information. Okay. I hope that helps. I'm trying Google Ads. I'm not having much success in Google local leads, local services. Wait, no. I'm not having much success. Is Google local service better? So, it depends on your area, right? Google local services, so Google LSA, it depends on your service, and like where you're located at. Is this Bridget? Oh, do you have Google My Business too? Now with Google Ads, you guys know that Google Ads is more of like a PPC. So you are paying per click. So it's a lot of quality, it's a lot of volume that comes in with it, right? You'll see the rate, like, oh, a couple pennies, 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents per click, but you can get 500 clicks, right? And I always relay PPC ads, which is very similar to Facebook. Right. So sometimes some people be like, oh, I'm going to try Facebook ads. Right. Facebook ads, to me, I feel like build more awareness than actual bookings. It's like, people are thinking about getting the cleaning done. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm thinking about getting the cleaning done. This is cool. Let me click on this to get more information. But people that are actually looking and ready to book, they're going on the places to where they're going to book from. Right. Like if I want something to eat, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is a cool place. I'm going to go right over to Uber Eats and order me something to eat. Right. So with Google local leads, you're paying a flat rate, but it really depends on your area. You can test it out and look, like search up cleaning services in the area that you service. If you are on Google and you don't see anywhere where it says Google guarantee, like sponsor ads, where it says Google guarantee, then maybe in your area is not really high for those type of leads. If you can search up cleaning services in your area, like put in your cities that you guys offer services in, and you see the Google guarantee on the top, then you'll know that, okay, this is prominent in my area. But I've been doing some training and really trying to understand Google much more than I have in the past, like much more. And my level of knowledge has first of all, I kind of have been blown away by my ignorance of like Google, right? That's why you're never too high to like learn more information. Okay. So I always thought that Google My Business was needed for LSA, right? But Google My Business is its own separate like entity, like it's its own separate space where you can get ads or where you can get clients from. Okay. So Google My Business, when you're looking up and you're searching for your cleaning services in Google, you'll normally see the Google sponsored ads on the very top, and those are going to be your PPC ads. Then you're going to normally see your you're going to see your Google guarantee, and then that's your LSA ads. So that's where you're paying the flat rate. And then on the top, you're paying per click, right? And then you see the map pack area to where you'll see the businesses, and then like it lets you know the location. So that area is your Google My Business. That is the area to where it's really difficult to get your pages approved from, okay? Because that is the area to where you can build organic growth, to where you can build out your pages and build out organic growth, have your pages be optimized properly, correctly, continually, and you can get organic growth. Because there was a study that came out that said Google, that 89% of people that is searching for something will tend to click there versus on the ads or LSA, right? So that lets me know that, okay, I need to start trying to figure out, how do you optimize? How do you rank higher on that Google Map Pack section? So that's what I'm currently learning right now and testing out, and trust and believe, y'all, when I figure it out, I'm going to definitely come back and share and let you guys know. Google LSA is per click, like you're paying a flat rate once they message and call you. Like I did a video on this morning on, I was setting up setting somebody's Google LSA up. Once I'm done setting it up, I'm going to post a video in the Circle platform. So with the Google LSA, you're only charged when they call or message you. So you're not charged if they click on it. You're only charged if they message or call you. And if they ever call you and it's a scam or it's a sales, or you call back and the number's been disconnected, you can dispute that fee so you can get it back. So you are technically charged per click, but only if they click to call or to message you directly on the app. So yeah, so I'm really trying to learn a lot about this Google Map Pack, Google My Business area, and how to optimize that. Because if we could optimize that section to the fullest, then, and that's organic, meaning that when somebody clicks on your business in that area, you are not charged. So then that means you are actually lowering down your expenses with your what is it? Your marketing. You're lowering your marketing budget by a lot, by like a lot. So yeah, so I'm really interested to learn about that, because that can help a lot of people's businesses grow that may not have access to funding. We have some students that is doing really well, but their budgets are pretty hefty on, for Google. It's $2 to $3K a month, a little higher. Now, yes, they're doing, 20 to 25K a month in profit, but their ad budgets are fairly hefty. So if they could lower that ad budget and put that money back in their business, that then increases their profit margins, right? And that's the goal. Okay, any other questions? You're welcome. You're welcome. And when I jumped on this call, I was like, shoot, ouch. Okay. When I jumped on this call, I was like, man, I was supposed to message you on today. So once I get off this call, I'm going to send you a message. Any other questions that anybody may have, or are we wrapping it up? Oh, I can't. Let me see, make sure my volume. Yeah, I can't. I know, and I just see that you're off mute too, but I can't. You're welcome, Lisa. And I just checked my volume. It's up. Okay. Well, I hope Brittany, not Brittany, I'm sorry, Bridget, I'm gonna send you a message so that way if you had any other questions, we would chat in the DM. But if you guys have any other questions, please drop them right now. If not, I will be back on Tuesday, you guys. Continue to ask questions in Circle. Also, you guys use the search bar as your guys like best friend, okay? And it's not to say not to ask any questions, because please, I welcome questions all the time, right? But there's so much information. Like sometimes you guys' questions will be available. And I really hate when I see a question asked and I maybe didn't get to it from like a couple hours later. I'm like, shoot, like if she would have just searched in the thing, she would have been able to find it, right? So that way you're not having to wait on the response, especially if it's holding you up from doing the thing, you know what I mean? But like I said, still ask the questions, but use the search, whatever you're searching is, put those couple keywords, you'll see a host of information pop up, whether it's like in a training or a PDF or even like a previous question that was asked, and like there's a thread of responses and things like that. Yes, I did do the video. Oh, awesome. That's so good. I'm so glad you got that approved. Because Google's been tripping. I tried to do the video over and over and it doesn't load. The only thing I can say is message Google. I'm working with somebody right now that is working through this process. There was an account that was suspended. We got it unsuspended. We submitted the video. We got like a message back saying that the account was approved, but now it's saying not approved. But it's like, as soon as I test and try this person, then I'm going to share his information in the community. So that way anybody, now he does charge, okay? He is going to give us a good deal discount, but anybody that is having problems that's wanting to outsource and be like, yo, I just can't do, like, just help me. He will be able to help. But y'all know I got to test and try everybody before I introduce them to the community, because I'm held liable to the information that they share, and we don't get no crazy people sharing no crazy information. Okay. But I hope you guys have an awesome evening, and I will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.